And these are Puff Daddy's kids. P. Diddy Mini, P. Poofy Bite Size, and Puff a Diddy Diddy Puff Pun Size.
Wow, my plan to get rich people here sure did work.
And then now this whole P. Diddy thing.
Sometimes you have to tell Diddy no.
Oh, man, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, man.
Sean Diddy Combs' alleged list of accomplices to be revealed soon. The names will shock you, attorney says. Whoa.
I think he's going to sing, I think
he has to sing or he
Bro,
goes
also,
to
I'll
jail
tell
for
you
the
one
rest of his
thing.
life. Well, it's just amazing how many people on the Diddy party list that are supporting Kamala, too.
Yeah, seriously. It's like insane.
Publicly, openly, all in.
Yes. It's like J-Lo was like his ex-girlfriend. and it's like now deciding she's like warning people against Trump. I'm like, well, wait a second. So how many people did she warn against Diddy?
Right.
Oh, 0. Okay.
The entertainment world is absolutely buzzing after the latest explosive developments in Diddy's Courtroom saga.
That is bullcrap, Jimmy, and you know it. I had just as much to do with the fish sticks joke as you did. Dude, it's Puff Daddy.
Tie up these motherfuckers!
Puff Daddy?
Your friend Kyle told me you don't understand the importance of voting. Apparently you haven't heard of my Vote or Die campaign.
Vote or die? What the hell does that even mean?
What you think it means, bitch.
And now South Park has entered the chat in their signature no-holds-barred style. Trust me, this drama has everything: celebrity meltdowns, shocking revelations, and now animated satire taking aim at one of music's formerly untouchable moguls.
Then at midnight for dessert, I'm thinking over here we bring out a huge chocolate fondue fountain.
Oh, yeah. P. Diddy had his birthday party here a couple years back, and he had one of those.
Oh, screw that then. I don't want a fondue fountain if P. Diddy had one.
Does it matter?
Yes, it matters. I don't want to do it if Diddy did it.
How about a donut machine?
Did Diddy do it?
Diddy did do it.
A full ice cream bar.
Diddy did it.
Damn it, what didn't Diddy do?
Ben Chu, you put Johnny Depp on the stand. It's always a high-risk strategy. It worked for you. If you were representing Sean Diddy Combs, would you put him up?
Well, we put Johnny up because he was telling the truth. So that was a very easy decision to make, and he had the burden of proof, and frankly, we couldn't have stopped him even if we wanted to, but we didn't want to. Telling the truth as he did over several days, you're not telling the truth, skilled attorneys on the other side are going to puncture that. I believe in that system. I think in this case, I don't think he's got any choice. Given that video, he's got to explain it. He's got to say that he's terribly sorry for it, but that was an aberration. That's not who he is. He simply has to say that.
Let's talk about what went down in that courtroom first, because it was wild. Day 4 of the trial between Sean, Diddy, Combs and his ex Cassie Ventura turned into absolute chaos when Diddy completely lost it right in the middle of proceedings.
It is day 2 of the Sean Diddy Combs federal trial. Combs' ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, she is one of Combs' many accusers, testifying as a central witness.
Is she ready?
Very ready and confident. Thank you.
Among other things, the singer is expected to address the 2016 video of Combs attacking her in a hotel when she was his girlfriend.
Witnesses say his entire demeanor transformed in seconds when Cassie began detailing what she called freak-offs.
She walked in there, Rachel. She had on a brown dress, form-fitting, visibly pregnant, head held high, and did not make any eye contact with the defendant, with Sean Combs. She said that Sean Combs directed everything from what she had on to the lighting in the room to how she was supposed to interact with the person that she was having sex with. And again, just to reiterate what is a freak-off, the freak-off essentially was something that Cassie said she learned about through Sean Combs about a year into their relationship. He described it as voyeurism, wanting to watch her have sex with someone else. And she said that she did it because she was 22, 21. She was young. She didn't know any better, and that she wanted to please Sean Combs.
Among other things, the singer is expected to address the 2016 video of Combs attacking her in a hotel when she was his girlfriend. Combs has pleaded not guilty. His attorneys argue the video is evidence of jealousy, not sex trafficking. And now for the first time, jurors are hearing what Cassie has to say about that and other aspects of their 10-year relationship.
With the selection of a jury in the Sean Diddy Combs case almost complete, prosecutors are preparing for opening arguments on Monday. But they admit there's a snag. One of their key witnesses against the rapper appears to have gone missing. This comes as we learn that Combs' ex-girlfriend, who was seen on video being assaulted by the rapper, is pregnant.
There's been a delay in jury selection in the Trial of Sean Diddy Combs, the judge postponing the last phase of the process until Monday.
What role do you think it's possible Christian Combs could play in his father's criminal case?
The government loves superseding indictments. The government loves indicting your relatives. Why? Nothing is worse. Right now, Diddy's sitting in a jail cell. What could be worse? The thought of your son also sitting in a jail cell.
I think that if we're talking about additional charges and additional defendants, those are probably two of the more likely. And Christian, of course, was the subject of a civil lawsuit where there was a sexual allegation naming him directly.
The government in this indictment presented evidence alleging that Sean Combs was running a criminal enterprise, and they actually named it in the indictment, the Combs Enterprise.
Organized sexual encounters where she claims she was forced to participate with paid male sex workers while Diddy watched, directed, and recorded everything.
What the fuck is wrong with the world? What happened this time, fat ass? What do you mean, what happened? I'm just trying to get a hot, steamy massage, and the bitch says, "Oh, sorry, we've got no baby oil left." Do you know what this fucking means? If I can't get my massage, I'm gonna kill myself. Really? You mean like, you'll really do it? I swear to God, Stan, I will go out behind the old barn and put a bullet between my eyes. You should do it. But it's okay, guys. I think I know where it all went. Someone moved into that mansion across the road from Kyle's house where that douchebag Canadian prince used to live. I'll bet they're in there partying and using my baby oil right now. Yep, I think this is the place. Hello, sir. I believe you might know something about...
Oh, perfect. You're right on time. Come in, come in. Hurry up. My guests are getting impatient.
Wait, was that P. Diddy? Yeah, what the hell's going on?
All right, come in here, kids.
Hey, listen here, mister. I just wanted to get a hot, steamy massage, and there was no baby oil. What are you gonna do about it?
What do you mean?
You heard me. Where are you hiding the...
Oh, don't worry, Diddy. We'll be on our way. We don't want to cause you any trouble. I'm sure my fat friend can go without any baby oil for a while.
No, god damn it, I need my fucking baby oil.
Oh, well, if you insist, come this way, boys. Wow, I really got lucky this time. Now, which one of you boys wants to get oiled up first?
No, you black asshole. Just give me the baby oil and let us go.
Wait, hang on. None of you are Justin Bieber. You're not the kids I ordered for today.
No, god damn it, I'm not Justin Bieber.
Oh, I'm so sorry, boys. Here, I'll show you to the door. Hurry, hurry before someone sees you here.
Thank you, Mr. P. Diddy.
Ah, there you are, Justin. Come this way.
So, Cartman, you didn't get your baby oil.
What are you going to do now?
Well, I guess there's nothing left to live for. I'm gonna go and kill myself, guys. Have a good life.
When Cassie described these encounters and the alleged threats Diddy made to keep her silent, something inside him snapped.
At one point in time, she actually had said that she looked forward to the freak-offs. Why did Cassie express looking forward to these said freak-offs?
When the prosecution asked her, was there ever a time that you enjoyed the freak-offs? This is when Cassie got choked up and she said, I did, but only because I got to spend one-on-one time with Combs and I really did love him.
And that is speaking to the psychological abuse in addition to the physical abuse that she potentially experienced.
Yeah, she's definitely laying out someone who was young, who was influenced by wanting to have this record career. She signed a 10-album deal with Bad Boy Entertainment led by Sean Combs, and basically describes being enamored by Sean Combs, loving him, not knowing about certain things sexually, and him sort of telling her, teaching her about that. And what you hear is someone that was young and she even said, you know, I was young, I was naive, I didn't know any better. But she's really telling the story of someone who thought she was going to be with someone in this music industry that was going to help her career, that cared about her, but quickly learned after the freak-offs that wasn't the case. And what I thought was also interesting is she said that after that first freak-off, she said she felt dirty. She didn't want to do it. And when she brought up the idea of having a conversation about the freak-offs in an email, which the jurors saw, she said she backpedaled in the email because Combs responded by saying, I know, you don't want to do it. And she said, oh, no, well, it's not that. But that was the beginning. That was in 2010, where she brings up in an email that she wanted to have a conversation about this. And in her words, she didn't want to do it, but she felt like she had to do it.
Well, Diane, prosecutors have wasted no time getting right into the alleged abuse that Cassie Ventura says she endured for years. Ventura telling jurors, quote, he would bash my head, knock me over, drag me, kick me, stomp me in the head when I was down. She also got into the nature of those so-called freak-offs, saying that they involved hiring an escort and they performed under the direction of Combs, saying that they happened so frequently it eventually became a job for her to set them up. Ventura said she did not feel she had much of a choice but to participate, that she feared that Combs would retaliate or potentially blackmail her if she did not. And she's had at times to take, she's taken deep breaths, pausing her testimony, Combs appearing to be listening pretty passively with his hands in his lap at the defense table there.
Mr. Depp built a reputation as one of the most talented actors in Hollywood, a respected artist whose name was associated with success at the box office. Today, his name is associated with a lie.
According to people in the courtroom, Diddy suddenly jumped up from his seat, his chair flying backward as he shouted, "That's a lie! You know that's a damn lie!" His lawyers had to physically restrain him, while the judge threatened to have him removed. Security was reportedly ready to intervene as Diddy's face was described as twisted with rage and unhinged. The silence that had fallen over the courtroom during Cassie's testimony about allegedly being violently raped after refusing to participate in one of these freak-offs was shattered by Diddy's outburst. One observer noted his expensive designer suit was suddenly drenched in sweat, his tie crooked, like watching someone have a breakdown in real time. What pushed him over the edge?
His relationship with Diddy. Some of those details we've seen in prior lawsuits, but to hear her on the stand actually giving those details, reliving those moments herself. Also, you have to remember, she's very pregnant right now. So I'm going to be curious to see how long she makes it on the stand, how she's emotionally able to weather all of these questions. And what's going to be interesting to watch is, you know, the defense from the very start in their opening statement said that she chose to be there. So I'm going to be curious to see how she responds to questions about, was this her choice or did she feel like she had to do all of these things?
I think what made Cassie emotional is having to describe the details of the freak-off and why she did it. When she talked about wanting to do it to please Sean Combs, that's when she broke down. Up until that point, she had just been answering the questions. She's a little soft-spoken at times, but that's when she got emotional. When she had to answer the question about if she enjoyed it, that's when she broke down because she said, I enjoyed being with Sean Combs. And she says, I did it because it made him happy.
What did the expressions of the jurors look like?
The jurors are laser focused on what Cassie has to say. And that's to be expected, right? Because she is the person who will likely be on the stand, according to attorneys, for 2, maybe 3 days. She's the one that was in the relationship with Sean Combs for over 10 years. So she's got a lot to say, and she's just getting started.
Just how important is Cassie's testimony to the prosecution?
I think it really connects the dots, Rachel. When you look at that initial indictment and what's being alleged, she really is the person that has probably the most information about this idea that the prosecution says, which is creating a criminal enterprise for Sean Combs' sexual desires. Something else that the jurors saw today that sort of connects it back to this alleged criminal enterprise are 7 photos of people that were very close to Sean Combs, one even his former chief of staff. And these were all people that Cassie Ventura was able to name and explain the functions in terms of what they did: security, driver, chief of staff, someone that handled financials. So it's showing that she knew some of these people, again, because she was with him, around him for so long.
Is a key witness in the Sean Diddy Combs trial backing out? Victim number 3, as she's called, was set to testify against the music mogul. The name of victim number 3 was going to be revealed when she took the stand, but the woman has apparently gone missing, and prosecutors say they've been unable to reach her.
People just get nervous, and this person could just be nervous and just has had second thoughts.
If the prosecutor can't find this witness, how might it affect the case?
Look, I don't think it's going to have a tremendous effect. The prosecution is going to call a number of alleged victims. So look, this is just one less.
Someone else is also getting cold feet. A juror sent an email to the judge asking to be removed from the panel for issues of personal well-being.
So far, 19 jurors have been qualified. The magic number here is 45 because once the panel reaches that number, the prosecution's and Combs' defense lawyers will use their strikes to get this group down to 12 jurors and a number of alternates. Here's what we know about those who have qualified so far. 2 women have said that they have been sexually assaulted decades ago in the past. They were allowed to continue on. And another woman who said that she had once been arrested for shoplifting for stealing a wand from Harry Potter's world at Universal Studios, also in that panel. Several jurors were dismissed, including one who had seen that hotel surveillance video. She had called it damning evidence, and for that reason, the judge had excused her from the panel. Jury selection will continue Tuesday morning until they get to the magic number 45 and go through those strikes. The judge thinks that will happen this week.
Do you also have a member of the team going through the social media of these jurors, making sure they didn't do anything? I mean, how much research can you do in terms of, did they search for something? Did they say something? I always am curious about that because you come into court the next day and you always hear a prosecutor or defense attorney say, court, we have an issue we would like to bring to your attention. Juror number 5 was looking, it's like, how did they find that out? Is that what happens?
Well, it is in a high stakes case like this. I mean, as you know, not all clients have the resources to hire, jury consultants and to hire investigators. But in this case, you have a defendant who could theoretically be sentenced to life in prison, who has the means. So I'm sure, or I would think, that his counsel have a team of investigators following the jurors around to the extent they can and looking for any electronic footprint.
So
apparently, it was when Cassie's legal team played what they describe as a recorded phone call from 2018 where Diddy can allegedly be heard threatening her. You think anybody's going to believe you? I run this industry. Who do you think people will side with, me or you? I'll make sure you never work again. Talk about receipts. And now, as if things couldn't get worse for the music mogul, South Park has taken aim at Diddy's situation in their latest episode. In true South Park fashion, they didn't just dip their toes in. They cannonballed right into the controversy with their trademark brutal satire. The animated series has never been one to hold back when celebrities find themselves in hot water, and Diddy is getting the full treatment. The show reportedly portrays a character clearly meant to be Diddy organizing what they call special parties, an obvious reference to the freak-offs described in court. In the episode, the character obsessively records everything and threatens anyone who tries to leave his circle. The show's creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone have always had a knack for hitting celebrities right where it hurts, and their take on the Diddy scandal is apparently no exception. Industry insiders say Diddy is absolutely fuming about the South Park portrayal, viewing it as kicking him when he's down. He's always been so careful about controlling his image, reveals one music industry source.
The defense is going to say is that this wasn't blackmail, this was not coercion, this was consensual. We know that Cassie started out with Sean Combs as an early person with someone who is trying to get her career started, and he was going to help her. That's what the defense is going to say, that she was starting out and wanted someone to support her. They did their first record deal together. That's something I think the defense is going to focus on, and had it not been for Sean Combs, she wouldn't be where she is right now. The prosecution obviously is saying he was in control. It may have started out as a consensual. It may have started out with her being excited about seeing him, but ultimately he took control of that relationship. He took control of her career. This is their key witness, and she's on that stand trying to explain all of the charges that the prosecution wants to hit home with that jury.
No, there was a moment early on when Cassie mentioned Dallas Austin, who she called a friend who's a producer. So I don't know if that's someone that we're going to hear from. We know that there were pictures shown to prospective jurors that are well-known celebrities, Kanye West, Kid Cudi, Lauren London. We don't know, though, how they fit yet into why they were even asked, do you know these people? Are you familiar with them?
So the prosecution is questioning Cassie right now, still questioning her.
The defense hasn't even got a chance to, that might change based on the timing, but because she's such a key witness, it's likely that she will be on that stand the rest of the day. We learned that Cassie referred to him as Pop Pop, and Sean Combs would refer to her as CC. The prosecution says, what does CC stand for? She said Cassie Combs.
What kind of witness is Cassie coming off as to the jurors?
I think naturally when you look at her visually, people see that she's pregnant and looking like she's due any day now. So they might, have empathy, sympathy for her in that way, but we don't really know. We know that they've been instructed to be fair and impartial. As to what type of witness she's coming off as, she's describing someone that she was, someone she said that was trying to figure out who she was at that time and who she was allowed to be. Now you're looking at somebody that's almost 40 years old, totally different person, but even in describing what was going on at her at that time, taking drugs, trying to please Sean Combs, she's really just sort of laying out the case for her not having a lot of control. So I think that's the takeaway. This is someone who is making it very clear that at that particular time in her life, she says she did not have any control really over what she wore, what she did, who she was having sex with. She's a different person now, but I think when she talks about those details and even reflecting on them for herself, as we saw today, she broke down on that court.
Seeing himself mocked like this while fighting for his reputation in court is his worst nightmare. The timing couldn't be worse for Diddy, as the South Park episode is already generating massive buzz online, with clips going viral and bringing even more attention to the disturbing allegations against him. The show's satirical take on the situation is reaching audiences who might not have been following the court case closely, amplifying the scandal to new heights. Back to the courtroom drama, Cassie's testimony painted a dark picture of their relationship. She described how these freak-offs allegedly happened at least 30 times over 5 years, claiming she was often too intoxicated to properly consent. According to her testimony, Diddy would record these encounters, creating a collection of videos he could hold over her head if she ever tried to leave or speak out. The most damning part? Cassie brought receipts, medical records documenting injuries consistent with sexual assault, hotel security footage confirming Diddy's presence, and text messages hinting at the abuse. When asked why she didn't report the alleged assault to police, Cassie's answer was heartbreaking. He told me if I ever tried to report him, he would release those videos and destroy my life completely. I believed him. Diddy's defense team is trying to paint a different picture, presenting text messages suggesting Cassie was a willing participant who enjoyed these encounters. They showed messages where she wrote things like, "I'm always ready to freak off," and "When we used to freak off when we were so in love there was no question asked, it just felt right." The courtroom was packed with high-profile observers, Cassie's family, major music executives who've worked with Diddy for decades, and reporters from every major outlet. When Diddy erupted, the reactions told the whole story, music executives trying to pretend nothing was happening, Cassie's family seemingly getting confirmation of what they'd suspected for years. Legal experts say this kind of behavior in front of a jury is basically a defense attorney's nightmare. Jurors are watching his behavior as evidence, explained one expert. When someone explodes like that, it makes the accusations against them seem more believable. As South Park's satirical take spreads across social media and Diddy's courtroom meltdown makes headlines, the man who once seemed untouchable is watching his carefully crafted empire potentially crumble. The combination of Cassie's testimony, the alleged recorded threats, his explosive courtroom behavior, and now being the target of South Park's ruthless mockery has created the perfect storm for the music mogul. What started as just another celebrity legal battle has transformed into what could be the final chapter in Diddy's decades-long career. The music industry is watching closely as a man who once controlled every aspect of his image now finds himself powerless to stop what's unfolding both in court and in popular culture. As one observer put it, "We watched a man realize in real time that his money and power might not save him this time.